Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Maps come with me. No. When do we start?
Hey, welcome back.
Ooh, yes, indeed.
You want to talk about something that isn't comics?
Sure. Let's talk about something that isn't comics.
I got something on the mind.
Okay, I'm here to listen.
Last night, watched an old classic. Saw it in theaters back in '94. First and only time crying in theaters.
Really?
Lion King.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in years. I got an issue.
Yes?
It's not Matthew Broderick's inconsistent performance.
Okay, what's your issue?
Watch it again, he's all over the place scene to scene. So, it's not less of an issue, more of an observation. I'm going to dive into it. Scar, worst villain, or by worst, I mean best, like most evil villain of all time.
He kills the kid's father.
Oh no, that's just the beginning.
And then tries to sleep with the kid's mother.
Doesn't try, that's the thing. The main dude lying in a pride,
yeah,
he has free reign.
Oh yeah, he gets whatever he wants.
So to use the parlance of the time, he got to smash Simba's mother and his betrothed, along with killing his dad.
Are you saying he slept with Nala?
Of course, she's one of the ladies in that pride, yeah.
Wow.
So Scar, super, that's awful.
This is terrible. You're ruining the Lion King for me.
Smashed.
That's not really 90s. That's still today. Kids sometimes say that.
No, I've just seen it in memes. I've never actually heard it said out loud.
Oh no, that's a more modern terminology.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with things.
I'm
keeping up with things by talking about a movie from '94.
Becoming woke to the times. Are you shook?
And sleeping around with lions.
Rawr.
But yeah, I was like, Scar is evil.
Oh yeah, he's bad.
He doesn't just kill Mufasa, he sleeps with everyone.
Yeah, he kills Mufasa, and it's well then, just gonna throw this out here then. If you're gonna use that same logic, if Mufasa didn't die, was he gonna sleep with Nala too?
Yeah, probably. Lions, man, it ain't normal.
I hate you. I hate you so deeply. On a visceral level right now.
But I mean, if it was gonna be in a children's movie, at least it would be with the sweet sounds of James Earl Jones' voice.
Yes. He or Morgan Freeman could narrate my life, and I'd be okay with that.
Oh, just your life as a whole.
Speaking of James Earl Jones, great movie that was on TV the other night, and I hadn't seen it in years.
Was it Conan?
No, it was not Conan. I said great movie.
What's it?
Well, Conan's a good movie, but not a great movie.
Exorcist II: The Heretic?
Nope.
He was in that.
Nope. You probably won't guess it because it's a classic movie. It's a classic. Maybe you don't like it because it's got sport ball involved in it.
Yeah, probably haven't seen it.
Do you want a hint? I'll give you a hint.
I don't know what he's been in that's related to sports.
If you build it, he will come.
Oh, Field of Dreams?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
What?
Never seen it.
Oh, come on.
That's not like those movies that are quintessential movies that I've just never seen.
Oh, I love it. It's you would tear it apart though.
It's like that.
You'd be like, what are these people?
Fifth Element things I've never seen.
You've never seen Fifth Element?
Never. I've seen bits and pieces on TV.
You've never seen Fifth Element and you've never seen Top Gun?
Nah.
Movie night coming up.
Yeah, as soon as you watch Creed.
I will gladly watch Creed if you watch those 3 movies with me. We'll have a movie day. We'll make popcorn.
It's a terrible ratio.
Hang out.
1-3.
Yeah, well, okay. These 3 movies are okay. And then of all of of the movies you said, I'll put Creed out there as an important watch that I haven't done yet. But you just listed off 2 quintessential guy movies in Top Gun and The Fifth Element.
I've just never seen them.
How have you never seen The Fifth Element?
Well, those are the
You
big
run
movies.
a comic book store. You like science fiction, and you've never seen The Fifth Element?
Yeah, just hasn't come up.
You're
that's
losing
also
all credibility.
That's also the list of all of the movies I haven't seen. I've seen the rest of the movies ever.
How have you not? Okay, Top Gun I might be able to buy, but Fifth Element?
I've seen bits and pieces
on
cable.
No, that doesn't count. That's a great movie. Fifth Element's awesome.
Yeah, it's the way it is. If someone wants to buy them for me, I'll watch them.
I'm not going to buy them for you, but we can Redbox them.
No, you can't.
We'll stream them off Amazon or something.
That's more legitimate. Yeah, that's
my thought.
What is
legitimate? We're paying money to watch the movie.
Yeah, so Scar slept with Nala and Simba's mom.
We've learned a lot of terrible things tonight.
That's just my thought while sitting there watching that movie. Also really critiquing Matthew Broderick. I'm like, what is this?
I'm really critiquing you right now.
Where's
the fact that
Take-Two?
you have not seen those movies.
I'm sure there's plenty of quintessential movies you haven't seen.
Probably true, but
those are just the ones I'm real aware of. There's a long time I didn't see Goonies until well into my adult years.
Oh my god,
I've seen it now.
You're a mess.
Saw that years
Goonies
ago
never
now.
say die, man.
No, I've seen it. Saw it a while ago now. That was one that took a long time to get around to.
This is a shocking revelation.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of movies.
You have, but you haven't seen like all of the right movies yet.
Well, as we go along, I've certainly seen all of the wrong movies. Let's get into the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Let's talk about a plastic muscly suit. We saw our first image of Hellboy.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Batman and Robin for a second. I was going to vomit.
No.
The fact that you've seen Batman and Robin and haven't seen The Fifth Element.
I saw Batman and Robin in theaters.
Yeah, they swindled you there, didn't they?
In all fairness, I was 9, so it wasn't my money.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we saw our first image of Hellboy. What's his name? David, whatever. I forget his name. Either way, it looks good.
Yeah, he looks very Hellboyish.
Yeah.
Red,
he looks
big clubby arm.
Yeah, it looks real Ron Perlman-y, just with longer, spindlier hair.
Yes, and more muscle.
I mean, they're both suits.
Yeah, but more muscle. More muscly suit.
Look at how just big he got. His fake plastic suit. I guess it's more rubber, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, final maybe.
Yeah, I mean, those aren't his... It's not his body.
No, it was a casting of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Man is twice as big as you.
Well, they like...
I also say man. It's also a demon and rubber, so...
Like, it's to scale, though, like, but they made it bigger. I don't know what you would call that. Enlarged? I think that's the word. Enlarged. Engorged, maybe? You know, that's not right use of that word, is it?
Not engorged.
No.
News out of the Justice League.
Speaking of engorged.
Nope. Apparently no one likes fun. Ezra Miller said that the Flash will not have the ring that holds the suit inside of it somehow.
Well, that's dumb.
It's dumb that he has a ring where a suit can fit into, but I just love that kind of stupid, in no way possible.
Is he going to have the cosmic treadmill?
I hope he has a cosmic treadmill.
He has to. He went back in time.
Maybe he just runs real fast. I don't know. But I was a little disappointed. There's no Flash ring. There's also no Flash ring in the thing we just watched.
No, there wasn't. No
one likes fun. But hey, this Justice League movie, the bar is so low on Justice League movies.
Oh, yeah.
This thing is going to be a smash hit. Big success.
Considering its competition in Justice League movies.
Yeah. But I was like,
I'm going to forecast that, in fact, it may be better now than it was then.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed about that. I was like, that's just dumb, fun comic book stuff, but, you know, this is grounded. You can't have a suit come out of a ring. I guess that's
sure you could. You can't fight dinosaurs in space.
I don't know. I guess the suit's a little more armored. Like, the whole thing of, like, the Flash's costume being able to come out of a ring is, like, Barry's so good at folding it can fit inside. But if it's, like, all weird and, like, has kind of armory plates, I guess, yeah, you can't fit a piece of protective wear inside of a ring. Boring. Boo ring. Mo ring. I want Mo ring.
Mo ring. Well, James Bond has, like, laser watches that shoot lasers.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's got that. Why couldn't they put the Flashes?
Because no one likes to be fun. Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot were interviewed regarding Batman's role in the upcoming movie. Ben Affleck says that he'll be finding Hope again, making him lighter. You know what?
Who's Hope? Is she anywhere near where Martha is?
Oh, the X-Men already abused that name, don't you worry.
Hope?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, it was a real thin metaphor.
Oops.
She's a fine character, dumb name. But how can you find Hope again if all we've seen of him is being a sad bastard? You can't find it again if we haven't seen it and have no reference to him ever not being a sad bastard.
Maybe before, like, the whole fight with Zod that tore up Metropolis.
He was real frowny that whole time, too.
Yeah, well, I'd be frowny, too, if, like, 2 aliens from Krypton were tearing apart my city.
We have no evidence that he's ever been anything but this, so I thought, like, yeah, finding Hope again. And Gal Gadot was talking, she's like, oh, yeah, no, the two of them trust each other because they fought side by side against Doomsday. I'm like, you don't fight side by side. Batman ran away and shot a grenade at him. You did something.
Yes.
That's not fighting side by side. That is something the movie didn't really get to do as well as comics get to do, because in comics you could just get, like, these very heroic, well-posed, just still images, and you could take the ridiculousness of Batman not being able to, like, stand up with everyone else, just like, he'll be running around doing something that looks cool. In the movie, he's like, run away!
Well, if it wasn't for Wonder Woman, Batman was dead. He was very dead.
Yeah. So she shouldn't trust him. She's like, you are not good at this.
Yeah.
Stay over there with your grenade launcher. Guy who doesn't like guns.
Who's not supposed to kill people, but murders a bunch of bad guys.
Here's the thing we never talk about, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Game of Thrones!
Oh. I have not seen a single episode of Game of Thrones.
And I haven't seen the last 2 seasons.
Is it worth getting into?
Yeah,
I hear that
it was real good.
I heard that they're gonna do like the last season is like a smaller season, and it's not gonna be out till 2019. I know that much.
Yeah, longer
So,
episodes.
I've
It's basically gonna be like a movie a week, like a 90-minute thing a week.
So I got plenty of time to get caught up.
But they are going to be shooting the last season, and to avoid having the ending sneak out, they're going to be shooting a bunch of different endings.
Really?
So even if like one leaks, you got options.
Interesting. Like a choose your own adventure. Like the movie Clue.
Yes, just like the movie Clue.
Or Blade Runner. Blade Runner had multiple endings.
Yeah, depending on. But Clue was funnier about it. Or Wayne's World.
Oh, Wayne's World did have multiple endings. You're right.
Yeah, that was funny. Funny movie. People don't talk about that movie enough anymore.
No, it was a good movie. I liked Wayne's World. See, you've seen Wayne's World, but you haven't seen Fifth Element.
I've also seen Wayne's World too.
Speaking of good classic movies and Blade Runner, I rewatched the Tears in the Rain monologue.
Yeah, the Rucker Hauer one.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I had to say. Did you know that?
Yes. I was just waiting for you to do it. Yes, I know.
Know what?
Every time you mention this, you always have to go, did you know he wrote that?
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh.
I was going to say, did you know that Gene Siskel, gave it a thumbs down?
Yeah, didn't like Roger Ebert, like he didn't think it was a classic until like the last cut or something like that.
He gave it a thumbs up at the time, but only for the visual effects. And then on the director's cut, he said it's the visual effects are still stunning. And then Siskel changed his mind. He's like, yeah, the visual effects were nice because they changed so much. Like they got rid of Decker's narration, like the film noir narration, the whole time. But anyway,
well, he's dead now.
Both of them are dead, actually.
That's true. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Still go to the movies.
They lived their lives.
They did. They got to see a lot of movies. They both saw Fifth Element.
Before we get into comic book news, let's do the last bit of movie news. If you happen to like football...
I love football.
And Star Wars...
I like Star Wars.
You downgrade. You're like, I love one, the other one's fine.
I love football, and I love Star Wars. Are you talking
just
about...
a weird step down.
Are you talking about the hint that Mark Hamill dropped on Twitter?
That would be the one.
Ah.
He suggested if you're interested in seeing the first full trailer, you might want to watch Monday Night Football on October 9th.
I was going to look up who plays on that night.
I don't know. I'll just wait until it's on YouTube 5 minutes later.
Sports teams. Let's see. Monday Night Football schedule. Ah! It's a giant clash of the Titans. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I should have asked you if you knew the teams based on the city.
No.
How about the week before? There's the team from... Actually, I'll do the week after. There's a team from Indianapolis. Who are they?
Colts?
Yes. And a team from Tennessee.
No idea.
The Tennessee Titans. Used to be the Houston Oilers.
That sounds more familiar to me.
Yes. But they moved to Tennessee, of all places.
Yeah, if you want to see the first official Star Wars trailer, even though the teaser was basically the length of one, October 9th, baby. Moving on to comic news. You ever watch Rocko's Modern Life?
I remember that very much.
Real funny show.
Australian. Was he? He was a kangaroo, right?
A wallaby.
He was a wallaby. Yes.
He had a cow friend named Heifer.
Yes.
Rocko's Modern Life is back, baby, as a comic book.
Ah.
Whatever, do it. Fine, it was fun. It's a fun show with weird, irreverent humor.
I'll bring in a comic tie-in. By the way, speaking of Nickelodeon, there was a NASCAR race this weekend. Do you know what the name of the race was?
No idea.
The Rise of the Turtles 400.
Oh, yeah, now they have some kind of thing in there.
Won by Martin Truex Jr., who then got dumped with green slime in Victory Lane and has like a trophy now of like the Ninja Turtles holding like a checkered flag over a cityscape.
That's a name I've never heard before.
Martin Truex Jr.?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know there was a senior.
Well, obviously there was a senior. He also was like the points leader and is the favorite to win the Monster Energy Cup. There's your sports update.
Monster Energy? What is this?
Well, ever since tobacco was poo-pooed by the mainstream public, they had to get rid of the Winston Cup.
Ah. Oh, okay. So they went to Monster?
Well, no, they went to Sprint. They were in telephones for a while. The Sprint Cup. What else was there was the Nextel Cup, then the Sprint Cup, and then this year they switched over to the Monster Energy Cup.
Oh, that's sad.
They have the Monster Girls. The Monster Energy Girls. If you are into, like, girls dressing like Catwoman, a little more scantily, then they're for you.
I know, they don't have booth babes anymore at shows. That's a thing of the past.
Oh, they just have girls dressing up as Harlequin.
Oh my god, so many. The show I was at last weekend, like, very ignorantly, like 45 minutes into the show, I'm like, not a lot of Harleys so far.
Wah, wah.
Oh yeah, then it was every Harley ever. I'm like, my mistake.
All you saw after that were Harleys.
Basically.
Guys dressed as... And not like Harley motorcycles, either.
No.
Guys dressed like Harley.
There was a couple of gender swapped ones with guys, but they
All
were
right.
real lazy.
What do you mean they were lazy? Did they
Like-
not like shave their back or anything?
There was a couple that I saw, like one, they did a gender swap, like the girl came as Thor. Even though there is a female Thor, they went as like regular guy Thor, and like she had like this, like a prop hammer, and it was like this big leather costume and a cape and the helmet, and she like went all out on it. And then the guy came as Black Widow. He had like a sad red wig and a black long sleeve, like just cotton shirt. One of you put more effort into this than the other.
Speaking of Thor, I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole last night. Graham Norton show clips.
He's funny.
He is. Liam Hemsworth was on it. Or is it Chris? Is Chris? Who's Thor? Which one's
Chris.
Thor? Chris. Yes, Chris was on
The
it.
hunky one.
Yes. He was talking about how people tell these Thor jokes all the time. And he has his one joke that he tells, but he's kind of tired of it because he's heard it a million times. So Thor wakes up the next morning after being with a woman overnight. And she goes, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Thor." And she goes, You think you're sore? I can barely walk. Yeah, I screwed the joke up a little bit, but there it is.
No, you got there.
Probably needs to get cut out of the show.
No, I'll leave your shame.
Oh, yes. I am full of that.
More comic news. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, there's going to be a sequel to the Batman Ninja Turtles comic, creatively called Batman Ninja Turtles 2.
That's really creative.
Yeah. Donatello is sad that he's the worst fighter, so he goes to get a lesson from Batman, but accidentally lets Bane over into New York. Oh no!
Oh, boy.
Screw it, I'll read it.
I know you will.
I know. I made it sound like I was like, this is stupid. No.
Two of your favorite things.
Yeah, give me more of this. It's fine. Give me more of your uncreative title.
Hey.
It's the same creative team as the last time around. Bring it on, baby.
Don't judge a book by its cover or title.
I mean, I will judge it by its cover. It's a good-looking cover.
Okay, well, don't judge it by its title.
Yeah, then. Shouldn't do that.
Don't judge it by what's on the outside completely. Totally.
Sometimes that tricks you. Sometimes you judge a book by its cover. You're like, look at this amazing cover. Then you open it up. You're like, who drew this?
It's like they had like $10,000 to make a comic book and they spent $9,990 of it on cocaine in the cover.
No, just sometimes you have a different cover artist on stuff. You're like, this looks amazing. Then you open it up. You're like, ew, what happened? What happened between the cover and here? Oh, different guy.
Oh.
Not going to name names. Marvel's bringing back a few of their old titles, making them fancy for the Marvel Legacy thing, including Marvel 2-in-1, where two stories inside of one book.
I figured as much,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I'm not that dumb.
But one of the ones is going to be The Thing and the Human Torch, taking out a bank loan.
Oh, yes. The human... Well, he was denied the first time.
But they're going to be off looking for the Richards family, hinting at maybe the return of the Fantastic Four, who have been unceremoniously canceled because Fox has the movie rights.
Oh, I longed for the Fantastic Four. After watching what we had to watch this week, I longed for the Fantastic
At
Four.
least that was interesting.
Yes, it had something to go. It had something that you could kind of put your teeth into a little bit.
But that's exciting. Or I think it's exciting. Screw you if you don't.
I really have no opinion.
Classic characters coming back. Maybe, sort of. We'll see.
Baby.
Always baby. Also coming back, Tales of Suspense.
Ooh.
Coming back with issue 100, I think. And one of the stories is going to be Bucky and Hawkeye teaming up and doing a thing.
Black Widow?
Well, they've both done her. They're looking for her. She may or may not be dead.
Oh, I thought I made it funny. I didn't. I just spoke a relevant truth.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, so maybe she's alive, maybe she's dead. Who knows, but they're going to be looking for her.
The Shadow knows.
They're going to be looking for her in an arc titled Red Ledger. Easily my least favorite thing to come out of the Avengers was the term Red Ledger. She's like, my Ledger's lead. They used it like at least 7 different times. Like
Her Ledger's lead?
Yes, is that what I said?
Yes, exactly what you said.
I mentioned I'm tired. Yeah, but no, after the Avengers, they used the phrase Red Ledger like 7 times 6 months after that movie, and they just haven't dropped it since then. That happened in 2012. I'm really sick of the term Red Ledger. Let it go.
You need to do more of those mnemonics to get warmed up for the show. Like the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Yeah.
Sibilance. Sibilance.
Sound now, brown cow.
Sound how brown cow.
Speaking of things coming back, it was announced this week that after a 13-year absence of being dead, the Phoenix shall rise again.
From the ashes, Jean Grey.
Exactly.
I know who the Phoenix is.
Well, she's back, apparently.
Excellent.
Going to be called Resurrection of the Phoenix, or no, it's Phoenix Resurrection. Close enough. Either way, she's back.
Good for her.
Yeah, 13 years later, going to be a 5-part series. Grab it while it's hot.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yeah. Last bit of comic book news, and I'll throw a little addendum on this one as well.
Ooh, an addendum.
if you like Star Wars,
I love Star Wars.
especially the main series of Star Wars movies,
Yes, the main series, before they got digitally enhanced.
I have the comic book series for you. I'm just a used car salesman.
Please tell me more. I want to know.
Well, the one that people should be reading isn't selling as well as it should, is right now there is a prequel going into episode 8 that's focusing on Captain Phasma. The first 2 issues are out as of this week. It's really good, and it's leading up into the next movie. I highly recommend it, especially, if you like Star Wars movies, and who doesn't? They did this for The Force Awakens as well. There was they call it Journey to episode whatever. They're doing it again for episode 8. It's really good, but unrelated to that current series, there's going to be another series coming out that's going to be connecting to episode 8. A series with far too many colons. Star Wars, The Last Jedi, Storms of Kryat, the Red Planet.
Skrills!
Yes. I haven't heard anyone say it out loud.
Okay.
What is that? Crait.
Kryat?
Yeah, who knows? Either way, the planet that we know that there is an old rebel base on that has all the red stuff.
Oh, then it's definitely got to be Crate. That sounds more...
There's going to be a series focusing on that. It's going to be happening in the original trilogy, and it's going to focus around Luke and Leia's time on this planet that we're going to be seeing for the first time in live action in episode 8. So if you're interested in that, that's a coming. That'll wrap up the regular news.
Oh no. Do we have another angry news? Another stupid news?
It's called stupid news.
Oh wow. Is this going to be like a weekly feature now where you get angry?
I'm not trying. Look, I got 3 stupid news stories to get through.
Oh, 3 of them?
Moving on to stupid news.
What is this?
Oh, it's This Week in Stupid News.
This is a new level of lame.
This is the part of the show, if you're new to the show or haven't tuned in a while, where Zach goes all Bruce Banner on something. Last week, we actually kind of had some fun with it. At least I did. Is it going to be as fun as the Talking Hedgehog movie?
No, because this is all comic related.
Where Dean Cain farts on a magic hedgehog?
Oh, my God. No.
Oh.
So, the internet got really angry at a Tomb Raider poster.
Why would people get angry about a Tomb Raider poster?
I'm going to show you the image.
Lara Croft is... whoa. Hey, look at that.
Everyone's just like, what is happening with her neck?
She's turning it. I mean, it looks kind of like Bronchiosaurus long, but
everyone
whatever.
thinks it's been weirdly photoshopped. Like, it looks like a horse neck.
Whatever. I mean,
I didn't even notice it at
until
first.
You told me about it, yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of...
I kind of like that picture right there, though.
Like her and... Is that BoJack Horseman? Is that the name of that thing?
Yes, that's BoJack Horseman.
I've never seen that either. But yeah, people were freaking out over this. I didn't even notice it until it was brought up. I was like, oh yeah, I guess that neck does look a little long. Weird.
Wow.
There's a lot of outrage. And I just didn't see the point. It's like, cool. Poorly photoshopped image.
It works. I mean, big deal. Maybe she has a long neck.
I'm not going to see the movie either way, so it doesn't really matter.
That's not Angelina Jolie.
No, that's... I forgot her name. I think I've only seen her in...
Sally Longneck.
Something Vikander, maybe? Wow, I'm being so specific.
You are really being specific.
Like, I'm going to explain cons to you. It's a non-stop energy suck. I'll finally have energy back tomorrow, but you spend the entire day before packing, then you're up at some ungodly hour to drive, and then it's just non-stop work for a few days, and then you spend at least
2 days.
a day
It's like
unpacking.
2 days.
2 or 3, yeah, but you literally never stop. You don't get breaks. All you do is you don't get food.
This is the life you chose, man.
Yeah. You get like 1 meal at the end of the day, then you go to bed, get up, do it all over again.
Did a lot of people stop by your booth?
Yeah, it was a good show.
Oh, okay, there you go. See?
It's just exhausting. And then then there's literally 2 days of recovery because the first day you're just unpacking, which is like a 5 to 6 hour process. And then the day after that, you're just dead because it's the first day of not con work, but then you still have to catch up on all the work you missed. Ugh.
All right, so that wasn't really... You didn't go nuclear mad on that. That's
not me necessarily being mad. It's just me being like, this is dumb. Why are people so mad at it?
Why are we spending 5 minutes on it on this show?
I just thought it was stupid.
Okay.
More stupid news.
Yes, please bring it on.
I'm a fan of horror.
Yes. Is it because people are upset about there not being the sex scene in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't notice that people brought that up. It's not the kids' part. I thought that it's when they're adults. Anywho, it'd be weird if it was when they were kids.
It would be very weird.
At least that's not how I remember it. Maybe I changed it in my brain, but I think it's when they're adults.
Wow. Anyway.
I'm a fan of horror.
Yes, we've talked about
I'm
this.
also aware that it's my most accented word.
Yeah, that was a struggle. Horror.
I can't do that. Horror.
Horror.
I just say horror.
You're like, horror. Horror. Horror.
You're adding to it. It's just horror.
Har.
Yeah, basically.
It is Talk Like a Pirate Day, so.
I don't say for, I say fur. I know all my little... Yeah, horror. But, being a fan of horror, I've seen a Halloween movie or two. You know it's coming back?
Halloween Town?
No.
Oh.
Just regular old Michael
Killer
Myers.
Clowns from Outer Space.
No. Just Halloween. Regular Halloween.
Oh, okay.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is going to stop doing Stevia ads for 5 seconds to go make this.
Good for her.
She threw up an image on Twitter. It was like, same porch, same clothes, same problems 40 years later. Something to that effect.
Yeah, I would say if you're still on the same porch wearing the same clothes 40 years later, you have some of the same problems.
Now, here's the thing. Halloween is a weird series, as in it has a split timeline 2, maybe 3 times, depending on how you look at it. But either way, there's the first series. It's like Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jamie Lee Curtis dies off screen. She just doesn't want to come back. It's fine.
So you write her out.
They just said that she dies.
Well, it's writing her out.
And then Halloween 5, I think it was Halloween 5, had this weird thing where they're like, there's 2 different cuts of the movie, but one of the different cuts is only available through like bootleg. I've never seen it. So that we have at least 2 timelines already by the time Halloween 5 comes around, because we have 2 Halloween 5s. And then it got so convoluted, they said, screw it, made a new timeline where Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't dead anymore. And then by the time they got to the end of that timeline, they killed her again. It was like H2O.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
Stupid movie name. And then that ended because it was terrible. And then Rob Zombie rebooted it for 2 movies.
Can I point out the Halloween music freaks me out?
Written by John Carpenter.
Yes.
He did a lot of that movie.
You know what else freaks me out?
Direct, produce, score.
You know what other song freaks me out? And you tell me that this doesn't ever freak you out. Like when you hear this, you're like, oh, wow, I'm really uncomfortable right now. The Unsolved Mysteries theme.
I haven't heard that in many years. I couldn't even...
Stand by. When I start to play it, you're going to be like, I feel very, very unsettled right now. I don't want to go outside in the dark.
Good thing I live here.
Yeah, it's a good point. I have to go live in the woods tonight. That's no good.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't this freak you out as a younger person?
What instrument do you think you're playing there? What are you pantomiming?
The synthesizer.
Alright, that's enough of that.
Are you uncomfortable? Is that why?
No, it's just gonna... I don't feel like talking over a theme.
I didn't even get to the good part of the theme yet either.
So is this gonna be another... They're going back to the original timeline, so they're gonna count like movie 1 and then spin it off from that? What? She's died in 2 separate timelines and she's back again?
Well, Charles Xavier died and came back.
At least it was still the same timeline. In all fairness, they did not explain that. You literally just showed up again.
Well, I guess the explanation was that he was like only vaporized down to like a molecular level, and he was able to regenerate himself or something.
No, that's dumb.
But that's dumb. You want them to have a ring where the Flash's entire costume could fit in a ring in a movie, and you're gonna call that dumb?
Yes, I'm weirdly specific with what I hate. I love the old, like, especially, I'm not gonna say I love the whole series because most of it's crap, but Halloween 1's amazing. Why do this? Probably because I'm gonna go see it. I mean, they got my money. I wish they didn't, but they do.
They don't have my money. I don't like to go to them. I don't like scary movies.
What are we doing here?
I think the last scary movie I went and saw in the theater of my own volition was As Above, So Below. That was freaky.
What was I gonna say? So yeah, Halloween's back, and I don't care. I wish they weren't doing it.
I think I've gone and seen more movies at the theater with you than anyone else in my life, ever.
And you never reach over through the popcorn.
I don't. I know better.
So yeah, there's that. That's stupid. I don't
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And you're not going to fool me again.
There's a new Ark and Superman happening right now. It's really good, leading up to the Watchmen stuff. There's a big twist this week. And that's what I focused on.
Are we on the dumb side again?
We're still in stupid news,
okay.
Yes. I focused on the big twist ending, the big surprise. I'm not going to say what it is here. But I was like, I'm so intrigued by this story. I can't believe they're doing this big twist. You know what other people focused on? Superman saving undocumented Mexican workers.
Wow.
In some corners of the internet, we're in a rage.
Some corners? They're probably really specific corners.
Look, I only go so far on this show. I was like, what are you doing? Of course he saves these people.
He saves everyone.
And
Except for Zod. He straight up murders his ass.
Every time. I saw a lot of things like, social justice Superman, like, what is this? Like, of course. Of course he's going to save these people.
He's supposed to be better than us.
Whatever this weird bastardization of that term is, Superman was designed to fight corrupt slumlords. Is that a term of, what would you call it? Social justice?
I believe, yes, it is social justice.
Would you say he's some kind of warrior?
He could be a freedom fighter of sorts.
Yes, I'm just... Of course he saved undocumented workers from guys with guns who were trying to murder them in cold blood.
It would have been more of a shocking twist if he had just let it happen.
And there's this is going back about 10 years, but where Superman renounced his U.S. citizenship. I'm not an American citizen anymore.
Yeah, I'm
a citizen of the world.
Okay, I want to play this argument out right now, okay? So they're upset about Superman saving undocumented illegal aliens. He is the original undocumented illegal alien. He lived in Kansas forever without... Did he have a green card? No. Did he have some sort of identification that he wasn't from Kansas, the United States, let alone the planet? No. That's a very large double standard here.
I was just surprised when I
extremely
saw it.
large double standard.
I was just like, oh, this is what people are focusing on? This is not the part of the story that caught my attention.
Do you think Superman's kids are dreamers?
He's only had a couple.
Oh.
And no, they've all been born in America.
Oh, good point.
So no.
And Lois had her citizenship.
Yeah. But I just thought, I'm like, why is this the point to focus on? Like, this isn't the thing. Wouldn't it be weirder if he didn't save them?
I think there'd be more outrage if people were like, yeah, Superman totally turned heel by letting his undocumented illegal workers just get slaughtered.
And yes, by all definitions of what Superman started as in the Golden Age, he is by every sense of the word a social justice warrior. He was beating up gangsters and slumlords. That's how he started.
Yes. He also wasn't flying. He
Shut
was
up,
leaping.
People.
I think you're telling me to shut up.
No, you're fine. Just
excellent.
focus on something bigger than that.
You're asking an awful lot there, sir.
I thought the ending was much more important.
Well, potato, potato.
I wonder if I lost anyone on that story. Oh, well. Moving on from there, let's get into a review.
Oh.
I'm the best there is at what I do. But what I do best isn't very nice.
It's time for an Editor's Note podcast review.
This week, we're going to be reviewing the 1997 unaired pilot for a Justice League TV show on CBS. Hour and a half long, never made it to air, with good reason.
So, I'm going to preface this by saying I've watched a lot of stuff for this show. I've watched a lot of just pretty much crap for this show. This may be up there in the piles of feces I've had to watch.
This one
for this show.
I mean, some of the ones we've watched that are my go-tos are like Fantastic Four, We Wish You a Turtles Christmas. Entertaining as hell.
Yes, those are fun, Dad.
This was just like, it's real boring.
You know how boring it was? I fell asleep for part of it.
I'll be happy to tell you about it, because I think that's the only way to do this. We're going to do full spoilers just because chances are you haven't seen it. You probably don't want to see it.
Listen, what we're doing here is a public service. We're going to save you some time.
And also to let you know that the future Justice League movie will be a gem compared to this.
Yes, this is giving us hope for Justice League. Yeah. By the way, did you know that one of the actors in this played in MASH?
Yeah, the fat one.
Yeah.
There's a reason he didn't do anything.
He was in prosthetics.
When he turned profile, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, you would think that John Jones would actually
Shh. He's the mystery character.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Starting our movie, as every important superhero movie or show does, you seen The Office, you seen a Parks and a Rec.
No, this is, I'm not even going to get, don't tell their good name. This is like Real World.
It kind of is, yeah. It starts with a talking head shot.
Yeah.
Like there's some kind of weird documentary crew filming this Justice League, which they're talking in past tense, so we know everything's fine.
Oh yeah, obviously they saw. But here's the other piece, okay? So this is like done in like interview style with them, and they're putting like a lower third graphic up. Like
it is kind of more like Real World because it's almost more confessional.
Yeah. But you get this lower third graphic, right? That like
says their name.
But then it gives away like what superhero they are. So this is like a documentary on TV. Like if you're like watching like tonight on 60 Minutes, the Justice League exposed. Yeah. They're giving out who these people are and their character, like
who's
their
filming
superhero.
This? Who's watching this? I know it's weird. I'm just going to refer to them as the
which is a
character
major
names.
plot hole later on in the show.
Except they never bring up the fact that they're talking to these cameras. It just happens. It works on no level. But we start off with the character of Ice.
It's super clunky exposition. Like, here, let me tell you who these characters are by having them do talking heads and then putting on the screen blatantly for you, the viewer, who we are assuming are dumb as hell, that this is who this is.
It was just put there to get them out of a writing quarter. At every turn, like, how do we display this with dialogue? I don't know, just have the character talk into the camera and tell you what's happening, I guess.
Yeah.
So we open up with the famed Justice League character of Ice. She is a real character, but not super famous. And
She's handy to have around if you need to chill your drink.
And right from the get-go, like, this is shot number 1 of the movie. She's like, I never thought that I would be a superhero. And immediately I was like, oh no.
That's about where I decided that I was going to have a nap during this and not care.
It's supposed to be this reveal of, like, you know, disbelief and wonderment, but it just comes off as superhero. Oh, God. 20 seconds into this movie and it's terrible. And then the title flashes at you just one word at a time, like terrible 90s graphics. Justice League of America. Like, nothing fancy, just the words, one at a time.
They had to use all their budget on the Green Lantern's ring.
That's where their budget was. We do get introductions to every single character. We get Barry Allen, worst guy around. Not unfit, but certainly not a runner.
The other part...
I said I was going to call him character names. The Flash. We meet the Flash. He's a jackass. Some kind of, like, Brooklyn jackass. Terrible accent. He's like, I like being a cool guy. I like going bowling and hanging out with my bros. Mostly the bowling, though.
Also like,
Wait,
major freeloader.
It's like, hey, I like to go bowling over here. Yeah, he's also unemployed. The one character in the Justice League who I could identify their job. Forensic scientist. Couldn't tell you the rest of them. Like, but Barry, the Flash, is the one who's unemployed. Also, not in shape. Fine, not a runner.
He's fallen on hard times. He lost his job at the forensic accounting firm and let himself go away a little bit. Needs to hop back on that cosmic treadmill.
And what's weird is he has an apartment and he's unemployed. Every other character lives in the same apartment except for him. It's like they know he sucks and don't want him around. And then we meet Guy Gardner. Famous Green Lantern Guy Gardner. Or everyone's least favorite.
Everyone likes Hal Jordan.
Yeah. Guy Gardner is known for 2 things.
Being a shitty Green Lantern.
And having a bowl cut. I mean, I guess he's not very good, but he's not like the angry jerk that's known in the books. And in this movie, Ice already has a bowl cut, so I guess you can only have 1 bowl cut per roster.
Yeah, it was a 90s girls bowl cut, too.
Yeah, he didn't have his bowl cut, though.
Did you ever have a bowl cut?
No.
No, me either.
And he's bad at love. His girlfriend keeps leaving him because he's not quite as bad as Barry, I guess.
At least he has a job.
Yeah.
We think.
I don't know. He says he has a hectic life, and we don't really see what he does, I guess.
So his life is hectic. It's busy.
Yeah. And then we meet Fire, his ex-girlfriend. She's on the team and doesn't wear a mask.
She also throws major shade at him, too.
I do love that, yeah, because they're exes, and there's clearly going to be some tension there when this show gets picked up for the series.
There's a lot of things that I made you believe.
Yeah.
Which immediately I think, like, she made him think he was good in bed.
I was going to build up to that, but yes.
I'm just going to cut right to brass tacks on that.
Like, he buys his girlfriend an apology bunny, like a stuffed one, not a real one. And she's like, oh, you tried that? She's like, of course I tried it. It worked on you. She's like, yeah, I pretended that worked on me. I pretended that about a lot of things.
Yeah, but he gets the apology bunny back only in part. He gets the head of the apology bunny back.
What's the girlfriend's name? Cheryl's cold.
Cheryl. That poor bunny.
Like, she just could have ignored him. She chose to pay postage for this.
Yes. She chose to go through the effort of cutting this poor stuffed animal in half, decapitate it, and then send him in a nice box, I might add,
to the apartment where the entire Justice League, except for Barry, lives.
So further leading credence to this is like, instead of Justice League of America, this is like Real World Justice League. This is what this is. It's Real World Justice League.
It is, yeah, you're right. They're all in the house.
They're all in the same house.
And then we meet the Atom. Nerd the Atom.
Oh my.
That's about all there is to say about the Atom.
He tries to fix the TV with no luck.
Yeah, he's bad. He's a science teacher who can shrink.
Who also leaves his class in the middle.
He's just awful. Nerdy guy. Their costumes all look terrible. We haven't even really talked about them. Green Lantern, keyword green. It's more of an aquamarine. He keeps it in a backpack, also not inside of his ring. Like, it's where his costume comes from, too. It's a construct of his will. He just keeps it in a backpack. His aquamarine Green Lantern suit is in a backpack. Because they all get changed in alleys.
You know what? That backpack is a construct of his will.
No, it's just a backpack. A homeless drunk watches them change.
That homeless drunk is a pervert.
It did happen.
I know it did, but still.
And his Green Lantern suit is like black spandex. And he's wearing like this weird aquamarine leather vest on top of it. The atom is weird black spandex. And
with an atom symbol in the middle. Kind of reminds me of the alter ego to Captain Planet.
It looks like weird, like cheap football gear that he's wearing. The Flash is a kind of chubby guy in latex. Fire, at least, is just in a latex with no weird leather, no mask. And that's our Justice League, except our mystery character who lives in the bottom of the sea.
Off of, I can't remember the name of the city. What was the name of the town again?
New Metro.
Oh, New Metro.
You know, that famous DC location, New Metro.
Yeah, because Old Metro wasn't good enough for them.
Anywho.
That's kind of a contradiction, because, like, isn't, like, being Metro something, like, I don't know. Maybe I don't understand.
I don't know, all that leather's a little bit Metro.
It's fall. I'm starting to break up my comfortable outfits.
But they're all about doing their jobs, talking to camera, because it's real-world Justice League. And they're attacked by a weather-related villain who wears tinfoil and projects himself on TV. So I wrote down on my notes, Weather Wizard. Assuming they were going to use the actual DC character of the Weather Wizard. I'm like, weird choice for a Justice League, but okay. Cool, Weather Wizard. No, they just call him the Weatherman. Why not use Weather Wizard? Why make up someone new?
Also, of all the villains, if you're trying to, like, sell this show as a pilot, and you go with a weather-based villain called the Weatherman?
Just Weatherman.
Or just Weatherman?
Oh, no, it's like Nicolas Cage style. But he attacks the city, so the Justice League, who apparently all know each other, we didn't even know they knew each other, I'll stop it. It's fine. He starts a hurricane, the Flash runs around it in the opposite direction, hurricane goes away.
That's not how that works, by the way. That's not how hurricanes are stopped.
That's basically how the Flash stops everything, he just runs around it real quick. And Ice, who isn't Ice yet, works at some kind of
meteorological firm. She's a weather lady.
Yeah. And she goes to the roof with her boss. And she's like, oh no, look at this. He's like, yes, oh no. And my note that I wrote down was obvious villain.
Oh yeah. Well, the guy was a character actor in the 90s. He was like a bad guy and everything.
Yeah, he's all over the place. I forget his name, but you've seen him.
Oh yeah. You know him. He's like, you're like thinking right now, who am I thinking of, a TV villain? Yeah, it's that guy.
Yeah, probably.
It's that guy. I want to bring his name up now.
You probably should, because he's one of the few actors in this who actually did something. Speaking of actors who actually did something, fires an actress. But she can't get a good role. She gets turned down for the role of a banana.
Was she, like, were they auditioning for a friggin' Fruit of the Loom commercial? There's, like, a banana, some grapes, a raisin.
Yeah.
I don't think a raisin was in the Fruit of the Loom kind of, like, group of fruit. But I guess you keep your raisins in Fruit of the Loom, I guess.
But she can't get a good job.
Oh, come on! That was funny!
Yeah.
That was funny.
And that's where she meets a young... I'm not going to call him his character name, because I didn't pick up on it. A young David Krumholtz. He did stuff later on in life. He's still acting, so good for him. And he wants to take her out on a date, but he's like 20 and she's like 30, so she says no.
Miguel Ferrer, by the way, is
Didn't he just die?
I'm putting him up on IMDb right now. Yes, he did. He died January 19th.
Yeah.
Of head and neck cancer.
Jeez.
That's a terrible way to go.
Well, good thing they call him ugly in this movie. Now that we've gotten all of their powers out of the way and met them, whatever. And we've met our obvious villain. Ice is walking around this lab afterwards, finds the weather machine and accidentally gets her powers, where she touches a thing and it turns to ice.
Yes.
So Ice gets powers of ice. She touches the thing, it turns to ice.
Is there not any, like, a less creative... Well, I guess fire also is a pretty...
Fire and ice. They go together.
Yeah. Not really, technically. Fire melts ice.
I've been to that restaurant.
Yes, we went together once in Boston. A buffet of meat.
But Ice sees cool 90s dude rollerblading around.
It wasn't even really rollerblades. They wanted to be like wheelie shoes. They were really crappy rollerblades.
He flips into a pond and she goes to save him. And because she touches the water, it freezes.
Also, by the way, is there not, like...
He dies immediately.
Well, no, because he's like, whoa, because he's like, torso was out of the ice.
Yeah, he's apparently fine. He can be totally surrounded from the nipple down entirely in ice, and all he does is like, whoa, where'd this ice come from? So dead immediately.
Oh, yeah. Which, by the way, her power, so inconsistent. Is she King Midas or not? Because initially everything she touches turns to ice.
She says if she's emotional.
Well, she was really emotional when she shut that door and it turned to ice.
Yeah. So she kills this man, obviously.
In real life, yes.
Apparently, he survives. The Justice League find out, roofie her. They throw a gas mask on over her face and kidnap her.
While she's sleeping.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah. They're the good guys, remember that.
And then they drag her 40 leagues under the sea, where she's interrogated because they think that she's this weather-based villain.
And she is not.
No.
Because remember, obvious villain is obvious.
Well, they try and do this double cross, aha, I bet it's this other really obviously evil guy, and the whole time it's like, no, it's not the one that you guys are trying really hard to make us believe it is.
Yes.
And after her kidnapping and an illegal interrogation, there's an attack of hail from the weatherman, and no one seems to really care.
Oh, hell no.
They don't seem like this is a big deal. He's like, I want $20 million, and they just seem like it's a mild inconvenience. Like, hey, there's some hail.
Hail happens, man. I mean...
We'll melt it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, go make an umbrella. That's it. They're just like, yeah, fine. This is mildly annoying.
Oh no, this guy is making ice fall from the sky.
But they decide to figure out where all of this weather-based stuff is coming from. They go to a weather-related gala.
Hey, weather people gotta have their parties too.
Where they find paperwork showing that the obviously evil villain is, definitely the villain. And Ice also sees him recording himself saying that he's the villain. With a big 1990s VHS camera pointed at him. It's 50 pounds.
Typical villain monologuing himself into trouble.
In a closet.
Yeah.
It's this isn't what it looks like.
This is the weatherman with your forecast.
Making porn.
New Metro. I hope you're ready for some bad weather.
He's like, give me $20 million. It's like, why? You caused precipitation.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You made it rain. That really makes me not want to do anything now.
Oh, also the other member of the Justice League is Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, by the way, we find that out.
And he's one of the actors from MASH, and he is rotund.
He got big.
Yeah. Weird casting choice. But during this weather gala, in order to find all this paperwork saying that the boss, who is definitely the villain, is the villain, the Atom shrinks down to get underneath their security system, and the Limbo song comes out of nowhere, and he limbos for at least 30 seconds, going underneath this security system, just back and forth for no good reason. This movie isn't funny.
I think I was asleep during that part.
It's legitimately the Limbo song. This movie tries to be funny. Checker. No jokes land. Not once.
It's got 3.1 stars out of 10 on IMDb, by the way.
So another weather-related attack happens. Fire goes and saves some people. She can fly. It looks terrible. She has green jets coming out of her feet. And David Krumholtz, who's been trying to woo her this whole time, sees her on TV and knows that it's her, not because she doesn't wear a mask, but because he gave her some earrings and he recognizes the earrings.
Wow. See, that's a dedicated guy right there.
Not because she's not wearing a mask, because she's wearing a pair of earrings he gave her. So he calls her out. He's like, I know you're Fire, and I never won't believe you're not Fire unless Fire walks in here right now. So Martian Manhunter leaves the ocean for the, one of two times he does this entire movie, and walks in as Fire. He's like, oh, thanks for the earrings, girl who looks just like me. It's dumb.
Can I share with you something?
Sure.
Real quick. Here's a review from IMDb. It's titled, Remember that time when the Super Friends and Power Rangers got really drunk and had an illegitimate child? As a comic book fan, you know what? Forget as a comic book fan. As a person who enjoys watching television, this thing is absolutely ridiculous. This person speaks to me, by the way. Seriously, this is implausible to a person who has spent their entire life being raised on television and comic books. Let's start it with costume talk. These things look like costumes my mother made for my brother and me when we were 12 and 8 wanted to be DC superheroes. Technically, he was a villain, but Slade Wilson was always such a cool character, What is that thing that the Atom is wearing? It's like the costume designer said, how much styrofoam can I fit into this costume? I need more. And what's up with putting green paint under Fire's eyes? It just looks stupid. The writing is god-awful. Let me get straight on the whole I'm not Fire thing. leaving alone the fact that this woman looks exactly the same in and out of costume as the Martian guy. It's just the fact that when she's wearing, or she's just rejecting him, he's still wearing his earrings. This just threw me for a loop, man. If a guy gets you a present, tell him you spent a ton of money on it, and then you reject them, you give him the present back, especially if you're rejecting him within a minute of getting the present. The earrings thing should have never been a problem, because the fact that she was wearing the earrings was ridiculous.
So I'm just going to wrap up because the end just comes now.
Yes.
The weatherman, using his weather-related powers, shoots a laser, a weather laser.
Yes.
Into the ocean, causes a tidal wave, and then Ice steps up and stops the tidal wave, which, no one's going to have to worry about that now, that crashing tidal wave, which is now just ice hovering over the city.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some point it has to melt or drip back into the city.
Never going to be an issue. But they're like, you saved us all. I'm like, it's just a ticking clock now. You're going to die eventually. And the weather wizard, they're like, stop this terrible hurricane, because Green Lantern, instead of flying, creates like a weird propeller.
Oh, yes.
And flies over to the weatherman. And this weather machine is just in a briefcase. He's like, I've got you now, weatherman. He just goes, do you? Aha! He just throws his briefcase down a ravine.
It's like,
not that far away, just
no evidence here.
Slightly out of reach.
This person says about the ending, I love the ending, man. Everything winds up happy, right? Barry gets a job, Lantern gets his girl back, Martian gets a girlfriend, or Martin gets a girlfriend, and Ice and Adam seem to have a beautiful relationship starting. Plus, there's that last shot of the League walking forward, each of them moving so stiffly that I think it might be a group superpower.
Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so then Ice gets a costume, and they all walk in a line. They all show up one at a time, and it is awkward. I'm not sure if they were speeding up the frame rate or what the hell was happening there, but they're not walking like people.
No, they weren't.
They're not marching. They're not. It's just weird. It's just wrong. It's like they're not bending their knees. Probably because of all that terrible leather they're wearing. This isn't fun.
No.
I totally understand why this was not picked up for series.
There wasn't anything good about it. I mean, it didn't flow. The story didn't make sense. The villain, I get that it's comic book material and it's not you're supposed to be able to step into
Well, they also set up that he gets away because he has another laser.
Yeah, how do they
why does he have so many lasers?
Yeah.
He has a laser inside
and the
of a
weather puns at
medallion.
the end. Oh, you have a forecast of 20 years of bars with really bad food. But
and 15 years of being a prison bitch.
I get that they're trying to get you to enter the realm of suspension of disbelief. They can't even do that, and that's what makes these it makes it watchable and believable and real, is if you can get into that suspension of disbelief. This was 97, right?
Yeah.
So this was Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman was out about that time, or just wrapping up.
Before Dean Cain was farting on hedgehogs.
Yes, he was. Dean Cain is now rearing his ugly head in the show. For a while, it was Batman v Superman. Now it's just Dean Cain farting on animals.
No, just Dean Cain. Just Dean Cain. What are you doing, Dean Cain?
He's making movies about farting on hedgehogs.
Yeah.
But Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, that was watchable.
Yeah,
that was
fun.
Entertaining. This, not even close.
It's not fun. It's not even fun to watch. It's fun to look at still images and go, how? But don't spend 90 minutes doing this.
The painful part of this, too, is just that all the jump cuts to them, doing the talking head, like you said, it's the writer's how do we do this? Just have them explain it. You know what? Show, don't tell. Clunky exposition.
I'll stand by our main golden turds. Go watch the unaired Fantastic Four movie, or We Wish You a Turtles Christmas.
Those two are the gold standard.
Those are gems of terribleness.
Those are the gold standard. I kind of want to watch Turtles Christmas just for nostalgia's sake.
The rap.
Okay, maybe not anymore.
I can't remember any of the other songs.
My man.
That was the wrong thing.
Oh.
But I do remember the rap.
The rap. Oh, the 12 Things of Christmas.
Oh, no. Oh, they do the whole song.
Oh, they do the whole song, and the kids are just there randomly.
It's only 20 minutes. I didn't want to rewatch that.
Oh, there was the song about pizza. Michelangelo sings a song about pizza in an opera.
Oh yeah, that's the one where Donatello, the animatronic scrub, he's punching himself in the head in the background, trying to get the helmet to work.
Yep.
That's fun. Go watch that. It's almost Christmas time.
It's the rap.
Yeah, that's this. Don't watch it. It's crap.
Well, they show up on the corner of the street and wearing scarves, and it starts snowing, and you can see their sneakers.
Or the end where there's that post-credit scene and they're just getting high.
Yes, they were.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I love that. That's a great 20 minutes. Go watch that. We're going to move on to a new segment of the show.
What?
Going to try something different.
Okay.
So this week, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just going to throw that out there. One of the articles I wrote got turned into a video.
Really?
Which it's really weird to hear a British guy read my words because it's all sentences that I would say. I'm not a good writer. Everything I write just sounds like me. So it's weird having like my words coming out of someone else's mouth and something that also is not meant to be a script. And there are all these comments like, good job, guy who's narrating this. I'm like, I get no writing credit, also no money. Cool.
Wow.
But what I did get is comments.
Oh, are we going to read comments?
YouTube comments. This is a new section I'm introducing calling Reading Comments from Jackasses.
Ooh, yes.
We don't have a theme for this. Standard disclaimer. Everyone writing these might not be a jackass, but chances are if you're writing a comment on a YouTube video, you probably are.
Okay. All right, bring them up.
I haven't read these. Gonna do it live.
Can we take turns?
I mean, they're all gonna be... That's why I pulled up the computer.
Okay.
So this is an article I wrote called The 8 Most Ridiculous Comic Book Gimmicks.
How many views has this got? It's got 90,000 views.
Yeah.
Oh, good job. Let's see.
First, right up, social justice warrior Marvel characters. That's a ridiculous gimmick. Kind of by definition, comic book characters are social justice warriors, whatever.
What if Kryptonite is like super good Beth and Superman is a meth addict? Rick Sanchez Sanju says.
Not really. I talked about Kryptonite rocks and that. I didn't get actually. It's someone...
Amalgam was only meant to be a series of 12 one-offs set in between DC and Marvel series. It was never meant to be long-term. The only reason they did 12 more issues because they did DC versus Marvel too.
Doesn't matter. Got a Deadpool comic for $1 yesterday. On my pants. On, not in, so I don't know why his pants are separate from this activity. Also has nothing to do with...
Rick Sanchez, was it a one-shot? But
replacing beloved characters with discount PC alternatives. Political correctness. Isn't political correctness... That's another term that's been bastardized. Doesn't that just mean be polite?
Yeah.
Guys, do your research. Wolverine from the Death of Wolverine is still dead. He never came back. There's no guys on this. It was just me.
Oh, well.
Archie crossed over with Sharknado once. I don't know if that's true, but I hope it is.
That'd be great if it was. Honestly, number 10 should probably be higher on the list here, guys.
There are only 8, so number 10 is non-existent.
The Death of Wolverine was great.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that. It's fine. It's not that good.
Nothing about the Eminem Punisher crossover? Okay, that's cool, I guess.
Am I supposed to list every weird crossover ever? I listed like half a dozen. Apparently that wasn't enough.
Here's a legitimate question. Out of curiosity, how much is the Kiss comic worth now?
That Kiss comic is one where their blood is...
in the ink, yeah, I know. You tell this story all the time. Anytime anyone says Kiss, you're like, oh yeah, do you know there's a comic with their blood in the ink?
Could have just print on the comic for fangirls to masturbate with, haha. Doesn't make sense. That's just nonsense.
Wow.
Just sucking the thrill out of comic books, aren't you, what culture? It's just me. It's not them. Thanks, Gregory Love. I will suck the fun out of things.
Oh, not mentioning the Archie Sharknado crossover? That was amazing. Not sure whether that was a joke.
Probably, yeah. Now that I know this is real, I want to know what it is.
Oh, here we go. Amalgam is easily one of the most wonderfully mind-blowing nerdgasms in comic history. They've hated on it twice now on What Culture. Why? Had you no childhood?
In all fairness, I don't read anything else that anyone does on this website. I don't visit it myself. Just
for $2.50, silly British person, it's $2.50. Maybe Zach wrote it that way. $2.50.
It is. Stop bashing Amalgam Comics. They were awesome and creative. I don't care. They're not good. This is what I love. Someone writes a comment, and I can't tell if they were trolling or not. I say, like, every comic book character has come back, essentially. They said they've kept Gertrude York dead. Literally the day they wrote that, they brought that character back.
That's awesome.
And I don't know if they were trolling or not.
Just take a look between the old cute squirrel girl and the reboot. She looks like she was slapped in the face by Galactus.
Oh, that was my favorite one. Because I did talk about Kryptonite rocks and how that was a stupid thing.
Yes.
Like, you literally, like, sent in $2.50 to get a rock with glow-in-the-dark paint. So someone wrote, legit nitpicking toys. For f***'s sake, you're adults.
I like it.
He was my favorite.
Archie meets Predator is surprisingly excellent. Seriously, the folks behind those IDW crossovers are geniuses.
I mentioned that when I said it was good.
Archie vs. Predator?
It's amazing.
What? Yeah. That's a real thing?
Oh yeah, they're totally in character. Jughead dies immediately.
Well, good for him.
Like, hard.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. Archie seems like he's the king of crossovers.
He really is. But yeah, I think we'll go on the legit nitpicking toys.
Wow. Oh, well, this is an interesting segment to the show. A little different.
I don't know. I just thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was interesting.
I got a good chuckle out of that one mostly. That was the one that made me want to do it.
I like it.
Someone legitimately angry at a thing I wrote. It's all I ever want.
We should find more of your What Culture articles.
And turn them into videos?
No, just read comments on them.
There's always a couple, but YouTube is the gold mine. That's where people get real weird.
Oh, they get real weird and real spicy.
Yeah. And sometimes they'll be like, you're a jackass or you're wrong or something. It's just like a couple of outliers. YouTube comments are just insane.
Premium spice.
Yeah.
All right, well, you were at a show this past weekend. Anything big this weekend coming up for you?
Doing another show.
Where are you going to be at? Where's the show?
Lewiston.
All right, well, where in Lewiston?
The Armory. We'll see. It's their first year. We'll see how it is.
All right, well, come check it out. The Lewiston Armory. What are the hours on that show? It's Saturday, right?
Yeah, 10 to 5 probably.
10 to 5 at the Lewiston Armory. All right, so Lewiston Armory from 10 to 5 on Saturday. And if you don't go to the show, where can we find the store?
210 Water Street, downtown Hollowell, Maine. If you want to find the rest of the stuff, it's on the website, editorsnotecomics.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to get this show a day early, whole day, patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. $1 a month.
You also get the other show on the network a week early, the Buffy Back Issue Bin. What's going on in the Buffy Back Issue Bin?
I don't even know what week it's out right now.
That's right. You're in a time warp. You're in a mental time suck.
Yeah, and that one's it's not as far as it used to be, but that one's still recorded fairly well ahead of time. One of them is out. Another's up on Patreon. I can tell you that much.
There you go.
It's certainly up to date.
Well, you're ahead of the curve on the Buffy Back Issue Bin.
Yeah, and you're on Twitter.
Yes, at Junior Rich. What are we talking about next week? We're almost into October. We're almost into your favorite spooky month of the year.
I know, I can't wait. What are we talking about next week?
That's a great question. That's why I asked it.
Podcast schedule.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, Star Trek Discovery.
Ah.
If we can. I don't know if we're going to be able to watch. Like, we're going to try. If there's a way to watch it, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, that's next week. New Star Trek show. The pilot is going to air on TV before it switches over to CBS All Access.
The pilot's going to be on TV?
Yeah, the first episode. So if we're able to watch, if they put it on the internet so we can watch it legally, we'll watch it.
Oh, I might just watch it on TV because I have TV.
I don't.
Oh.
So that's my only choice is if they allow it. If not, I'll make up something at the last minute.
Oh, we got some other good stuff coming up down the line.
I'm done announcing things because the schedule changes so much. I promised so many shows that just haven't happened. There's already one that we said we were going to do that I've canceled, and there's another one that I know is going to go. Because if they would just tell me when The Punisher is going to air, I could plan for that.
Yeah, people. Get on board.
They say sometime in 2017. I'm like, when? It's really going to affect my schedule.
You've got homework, though, between now and the next show.
Star Trek Discovery?
Well, that and or Fifth Element or Top Gun. I'll let you borrow Top Gun. I own Top Gun.
But yeah, if we can, we'll be back for Star Trek next week. If not, I'll make something up.
We'll be back for something else.
Yeah, I'll just make it up at the last minute. It'll be fine. More than fine. Entertaining.
Hey, we're always looking to get 5 good minutes out of the show.
Are you not entertained?
Peace. Probably not entertained, let's be honest.
Yeah.